The start of the next season is right around the corner, and the last time we saw Real Madrid play was in the Club World Cup, and we all thought that was it. I didn't think we were going to get any other games until La Liga kicked off, but Real Madrid surprised us by announcing a friendly match against WSG Tirol, and this is a must-win game. I don't care that it's preseason. These bums must hold at least 5 goals. I want to see belt to ass. I want to see domination from the moment that match starts to the minute it ends. I expect us to go to their ground in Austria and take care of business. I expect an amazing performance. What we saw against Dortmund in the Club World Cup in that first half, that's what I want to see for the entirety of this friendly game that's coming up. And I'm excited that we actually did schedule something before the season kicked off because Xabi Alonso deserves a preseason. It's like I told you guys before. He got the job and he only was able to train with us for about 4 days before our first match in the Club World Cup. We threw him right into the deep end. He didn't get a chance to experiment with his tactics, to experiment with his starting 11, because right away, from day one, Xabi Alonso had to win us a major tournament. And even though we looked shit in that semifinals, we still saw what Xabi was trying to do. And this season is going to be a very big one. Shout out to everybody that's watching right now. First match preview of the new season. You guys know what we do. We're going to talk about the team, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to build the predicted starting 11 that I think Xabi Alonso needs to start in this match. We're not like the Ops. We didn't run to Korea to beat up on Squid Game contestants and part-time hibachi chefs. We're actually playing some decent comp. They're a European team, right? We could have ran to Asia and beat up on K-Pop FC, but that's not what we did. So while the Ops are getting weaker and playing nobody that's actually relevant, we decided, let's take a trip to Austria. You know what I'm saying? But now look, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. But let's get it, because I do want to start off with Real Madrid. It's like I said a little bit earlier. The last time that you saw us play a meaningful game was in the Club World Cup semifinals, where we got absolutely battered by PSG. That was a demolition. They embarrassed us. By the time we got to the 11th minute, the match was already over. At not one point in that game did we look like we were going to score. That match could have went on for 1,000 more minutes, and we still would have been kept on 0. It looked way too comfortable for them. And I see a lot of people are using that PSG match to try and discredit Xabi Alonso. A lot of people are sleeping on us. They think that we're trash. They think that we're garbage. They don't think that we're going to be able to come back next season and be dominant again. Well, let me ask you a question. When's the last time that Real Madrid have had 2 back-to-back poor seasons? It doesn't happen. And what we saw the past season was just humiliation. And it ended the same way that it began, with us looking like shit. But what I can say is that Xabi Alonso, in the short amount of time that he was our manager before that tournament started, you immediately saw how much better we looked than when we were underneath Carlo. Because I still blame a lot of what happened last season because of Carlo's poor tactical awareness. We went into a lot of games unprepared. No in-game management, no adjustments, just eyebrow raises, vibes, and individual brilliance, and the power of brotherhood. Xabi Alonso is going to have us prepared. Xabi Alonso is going to be proactive, not reactive, right? He's going to build us up in different ways. And even if the summer window closes tomorrow, and if we don't make another signing, I still believe that we are one of the best teams in the world currently with the squad that we have. And I'm telling you this from right now. We are winning La Liga. Clip it. We are going to win the league. I now have a manager that makes me believe in this squad. Because last season, humiliation. We went 0 for 3 with the big trophies. No La Liga, no Champions League, no Copa del Rey. Putting up prime Ben Simmons free throw numbers. Losing every El Clasico. Not beating Atletico in the league. Losing to Lille, Dortmund, Liverpool, Espanyol, Valencia, just to name a few. Last season, we were shit. And that game against PSG just summed up in 90 minutes everything that we were seeing for the past 10 months. But now, things have changed. We have a new manager. We've invested in the squad. Dean Howson, Trent, Alvaro Correas, Franco. Keep sleeping on Real Madrid. Don't worry, okay? Because when we cook this season, I will be here. When Barca have a downfall, I will be pissing on your grave. But look, it's a big season ahead. I think the expectations are at an all-time high. And I think we will deliver. But like I said, last time we were out there, we got battered. But all in all, Club World Cup, there are some positives that we can take away from that. And I hope that in this game against WSG Tirol, we can see that style of play that Xabi Alonso was implementing, right? I'm also hoping that we can see Vinícius and Mbappé actually connect together up front. Because we're going to go as far as those two players take us. If they cannot get it together, it's going to be a very long season once again. But I do believe that Xabi Alonso is the manager that can get these boys playing right. So like I said, I want to know, what are your expectations for Real Madrid this season? I think at a minimum, we need to win La Liga. Champions League in Xabi's first season, maybe not, but I definitely think that we should be winning the league. Barcelona are over there. Their manager, Hansi Flick, phenomenal career he's had so far. But that guy is a spicy Ange Postecoglou. No style of play outside of high line, high pressing, kamikaze style of football. He has no other tactics. He has no other in-game adjustments. Why do you think they were still playing like they were losing against Inter Milan when they were only 90 seconds away from making the UCL final? Why do you think they lost that? Because Xabi did not make adjustments to hold on to the lead that they had. My manager, that's not a problem for him. Watch what we do this season. Let me know what you guys are saying about Real Madrid. Now, funny enough, right? Even though this is our first friendly that's coming up that we'll be able to watch, we did have a behind closed doors match against Leganes. Now, I hate behind closed door matches because I couldn't see it. I couldn't evaluate it for my own eyes. I have to read what the reporters are saying. I have to take their word for how we looked, right? And I think if you're going to do a match, show it for the viewers. Let us fans be able to watch what's going on, or else don't announce it. What was the point in you telling us that you're going to do a behind closed doors match? What does that do for me? But they're saying that we won 4-1. And from what I've seen, everybody's saying, the reporters that were there, they're saying that we played well and that they see what Xabi Alonso's trying to do. Brahim Diaz scored. Dean Howson scored. Eder Militao, I did see his goal because he posted it himself. He scored an absolute screamer from our own half. He chipped the goalkeeper. And then that kid from our youth team, Thiago Pitarch, he also scored. And a lot of people are rating him very highly. I'm seeing people say that he's that deep-lying playmaker that we've been missing. So hopefully he gets some minutes in this friendly match. But yes, technically, this was our first friendly, but the regular viewers, we couldn't go watch the game. So this one against WSG Tirol, it will be televised on Real Madrid TV. That's where we will watch it. Now, looking at the team that we're going to be going against, right? Tirol, they are in the Austrian league, which is where RB Salzburg plays. And actually, now that I'm looking at their table, which is live at the moment, there's games going on. Their league has started. Yeah, Tirol's league has kicked off. And they're actually currently playing a game right now. At the time of me recording this, Tirol are sitting first in the Austrian league. They just won their second game, so they've played 2 games and they've won twice. They have a +4 goal difference. Who'd they just play? Oh shit, yeah, Tirol had a game today against LASK. Now look, I've never heard of this team before, okay? I don't pay attention to what's going on in Austria. The only team that I know is LASK and RB Salzburg, and I think like Rapid Vienna or something like that. But everybody else, to me, are a bunch of NPCs. And even though they're going to be heading into this friendly match, sitting first in their league, I still expect us to beat the hell out of them. I expect us to let them hold 5 goals, like I said. Now, we don't really have to look at their squad because I don't know any of the players that are there. I did see that they have like an American winger, but who cares, right? It's nobody that actually is significant to the game, right? So, like I said, these are the ops. Let's actually see. So right now, they're sitting second, and I guess their league must have kicked off like last week. Because, yeah, they've already played 2 games, which is actually pretty crazy. But let me see where they finished last season. Oh, yeah, they finished 10th out of 12 teams. So, yeah, look, these guys are not that good. They're on some good form right now to start off their new season. But last season, they came 10th out of 12. They're not anything that's to be talked about, bro. Like, again, we better go out there and dominate them. Like I said, I don't care if it's a friendly. I don't care if this game doesn't mean anything. I want to see a dominant performance. But let me know what you guys are saying about WSG Tirol. And hopefully I'm saying their name right as well. But let's talk about Real Madrid because we do have a breaking injury that's just happened. Camavinga is not going to be available. He is injured. He got, I think it's an ankle injury during training. And this really pisses me off because with Jude Bellingham being out, Camavinga was a player that I looked at and said he's somebody that needs to take advantage of Jude not being there. I thought that midfield spot that was open from Jude being out was going to be Camavinga's to claim. But now he is facing a minor injury. So Real Madrid have dropped the medical report, and they said following tests conducted on Edward Camavinga by the Real Madrid Medical Services, the player has been diagnosed with a sprain to his right ankle awaiting development. Now, initially, we didn't know how long he was going to be out for, but they've already confirmed that he's only going to miss 10 days, which is a good thing. But he's not going to be available for the start of La Liga. 10 days, I don't know if he's going to be fit to play against Osasuna in that first game. So, again, Camavinga, just like last season, is starting off this season injured, which is annoying because Camavinga's a baller. And I think underneath Xabi Alonso, he can have a breakout season. But last season, he was shit, and he was always injured. He regressed. So this is a make or break year for this player. And it sucks that he got injured. But looking at the other injury reports that we have, obviously, we just talked about Camavinga. But Jude, he got that shoulder surgery finally. He's not going to be available until maybe late September, maybe early October is what I predict. Endrick has a hamstring injury. They're saying that he might be available sometime this month. Endrick, he's been dealing with injuries for the last few months. He needs to get it together. And then Ferland Mendy, they're also saying that he may be back later this month. But Mendy cannot stay fit to save his life. And we also bought a replacement for him, right? Alvaro Correas will be our starting left back. Ferland Mendy, I wish he'd leave the club, to be honest, because we have no available spots open for transfers. And it would be nice for some of the dead weight to get out. But yeah, these are the injury updates. Now, let's get into my favorite part of every single match preview, and that's predicting the formation and the starting 11 that Xabi Alonso is going to play in this match. Now, in that behind closed doors game against Leganes, all the reporters were saying that we started 3 attackers. But because I couldn't watch it for myself, I have no idea how we actually looked. Now, what I'm going to go off of is what worked for us during the Club World Cup in the official matches. And that was a 3-5-2. 3-5-2. That's when I saw us play our best football. We were phenomenal in this formation. So this is what I expect us to do. Now, real quick, I think we need to line up in the first half to start this game off very strong. We need to play our best available 11 in this first half. And then in the second half, I want us to play a completely different 11. The second half, I want to see the bench players and I want to see the youth players that are coming through who Xabi Alonso believes can contribute, like Thiago Pitarch, the midfielder, like a Jesus Fortia, the right back, right? For example, I want to see some youth players in this second half. But let's actually just get into the predicted 11. So 3-5-2, I think it needs to be Thibaut Courtois, obviously, right? Best goalkeeper in the world. At right-sided center back, it's either between Rudiger, Militao, or Asensio. Now, Rudiger, I think he looks washed after that injury, right? He came back early from surgery, and he was bad during the Club World Cup. Raul Asensio was awful in the Club World Cup as well. He was trash. And Militao, he's just came back from injury, and he did get some minutes against PSG, but I don't know if he's ready to start games yet. But you know what? I'm going to say Militao. I think Militao starts this game. Scored a goal against Leganes the other day. Maybe Xabi Alonso is thinking he's the best option because, again, Asensio was arguably our worst player in the Club World Cup. And then Rudiger, the guy just cannot stay fit to save his life. And he doesn't look that good either. So Militao, I'm nervous because of his injury issues, but he probably is our best option there at the moment, right? Now, at the middle, we're going to go Tchouaméni, right? He's looked really good underneath Xabi Alonso, playing in like this hybrid center back midfielder role. Like, on the ball, it's a back three. Off the ball, Tchouaméni comes into that midfield and he leads the press. Like, Tchouaméni has been very good with Xabi Alonso. Left center back, Dean Howson, our best defender. The guy is phenomenal. Deep line playmaker at center back, bro. And he's a monster defensively. This guy is the future of Spain and Real Madrid's defense for the next decade. Phenomenal player. Left wing back, I think that we go Alvaro Carreras. You want to know what's actually crazy? I remember telling people that we were going to have a defensive revolution at the club. And it seemed like nobody wanted to believe me, right? Nobody thought that we'd spend the kind of money that was required. And we did. Now, you know what's crazy? Dean Howson is the most expensive defender in Real Madrid's history. Alvaro Carreras is the second most expensive defender in Madrid history. Dean Howson was $58 million. Alvaro Carreras was $50 million. He's going to be starting for us. Whether I wanted him or not, he's going to play a big role. And it's going to be good to see him with the team in this game. Now, let's get into this midfield where it does get tricky. So, Arda Güler needs to start, obviously, right? This guy is going to be so crucial for us this upcoming season. Valverde at right mid. And then I think it's going to be Trent at right wing back. Now, the question is, who starts in the middle? Jude is injured. Camavinga is injured. Now, I know that some people might be saying, start that kid, Thiago, from our academy, but I don't see Xabi doing that in the very first game. Now, I would like that would be a good surprise if he does. But with those injuries, I think it's going to have to be Dani Ceballos, right? Because he is still at the club, despite the rumors that he might be leaving. So this is how I see us lining up in midfield. And then in the attack, it's going to be Mbappé and Vinícius, because we need these two to work. And I think Xabi Alonso is going to get the best out of both of them. There's a lot of pressure on us to bounce back this season. And this is what I'm predicting for the first 11 that we put out there. And like I said, in the second half, I want a completely different team on the pitch. I want to see the backups, and I want to see especially the youth players, right? I'm excited about the talent that we have. And I told you guys, Xabi Alonso will be bringing the youth into this team. But look, smash that like button, subscribe, let me know what you guys are saying, and we'll talk. We will be doing a live watch along for this match. You don't want to miss it. Turn on those post notifications. Holla Madrid!